From Washington, D.C., this is the Beyond the Dumbbells Show, your source of information and inspiration for living an audacious life. Hear interviews and social banter with special guests on Fitspiration and news from around the globe. Here are your hosts, fitness and lifestyle experts, Brian and Jenny Sweeney.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, it's Brian. It's just me today. I'm going to do a quick, this is kind of like a drive-by topic, real quick, down and dirty, and it's based on a conversation I had this morning with a client, and it's relative, and I think it crosses different boundaries. It's not just pertaining to fitness. It can apply to your personal, it can apply to your business, and obviously it can apply to your fitness and your health, I guess, your overall standing in your health journey. The issue, and I see this a lot with most people, and if you break down behaviors, you can kind of see patterns in people, and obviously the more exposure you have to more people, the more patterns you see. And the one thing that I see a lot of people struggle with, and there's always history. There's history in what we do. There's limiting beliefs that follow through childhood, through early adulthood. There's a lot of things that play into kind of who we are and how well we accomplish or acquire the things we want the most in life. And in fitness, because that's what I see the most, is people that are always arm's length away from where they really want to be. And I'm not talking, cover of Men's Health, cover of Shape magazine. I'm not talking some of the ridiculous expectations people put on themselves. This is just, I want to be leaner. I want to be healthier. I want to sleep better. I want to be attractive for my person. Those types of conversations. And people continue to still struggle. They're at arm's length away from just getting there before life sabotages, or just the internal thought process sabotages where people are. And that one commonality that I see is just a lack of follow through. It sounds so simplistic because I know people when they put the pedal down, they're all out. But there's just that 10 to 15% that's always left on the table. Either they take their foot off the gas, or life gets in the way, or their interest wanes, or they just lose sight of it. It can be anything. Get sick, kids get sick, spouse gets sick. But there's always that one thing that seems to derail people while they're on their journey to get whatever. And when you look at the health of the country, obviously this is something that's been on my mind a lot. I'm talking about it more often than not. When we're looking at 65 to 70% overweight and obesity rates, when we're talking about people I know people that have multiple gym memberships. I know people that they'll hop from nutrition program to nutrition program. They're hopping around looking for that thing. They join, they'll jump from gym to gym to gym. They'll follow different people online. And while each program on its own likely will get them where they want to go, there's something that keeps them from going 100% and fully committing to what they're doing, and then they end up starting over. It's a struggle as a trainer to see people not accomplish and hold on to what they're working so hard for. So kind of the tip and the mindset for today is to get into mindset, to get into the mindset of, if you don't want something bad enough to make it a priority in your life, you have to be selfish with these things. It's got to be so present on your mind and so apparent in your actions that if you're not there, you're kind of lying to yourself. All right, you're BSing yourself. You're BSing those around you that want to support you, but you're not finishing or you're not following through. So a lot of times there's a conversation that we need to have internally to really determine, why do we want this thing? Whose approval do we seek? That plays as much into it as anything else. Not getting the approval of that person, not getting it after putting in so much work, can derail somebody. So whose approval are you pursuing? Whose attention do you want? And are you doing this thing for yourself or for somebody else? On the surface, it looks like people do a lot of what they do because it's for somebody else. I don't think anyone takes any more pride in doing a task than when it's for their own selfish reasons. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. When it comes to being healthy and living that lifestyle, you have to absolutely be selfish. Dinner parties with family, dinner parties with friends. There's going to be things that are going to be impacted because you've chosen a healthy lifestyle. And the only way to truly go all in is to shed the old lifestyle. That doesn't mean you have to like tell your friends, I can't hang out with you anymore. But there has to be conditions. And there's got to be an environment where you're encouraged to continue and follow through with what you started. And sometimes it's not appealing to other people to see somebody else doing everything that they need to do to get it. And for some reason, it irritates other people. When you are no longer the minority or the majority, so you're not used to doing that behavior, that thing, that action that everybody else is doing, when you start to make a better path for yourself, it pisses people off for some reason. And that also can affect somebody's ability to follow through. So this is, again, I said I was going to keep this short. When it comes to your task, if you're in front of me and you're a client for health or fitness or nutrition, nothing comes quickly. Everything worth value has to be worked for. And to see great change, you must suffer and sacrifice to get to the other side. That's part of follow through. If you want to hold on to the old life and still embrace and crave the next stage for you, if that kind of self-approval requires a six-pack, or you need to fit into a certain clothing size, or you need to be able to, compete in a run, whether it's an OCR or a half marathon or a triathlon, whatever that is, you've got to get good with the idea of letting go of where you're coming from, or you will always fall 10 to 15% short because you've got that small piece of you that wants to hold on to the past and use it either as a social crutch or you're afraid to leave it. That's why we're dealing with 65 to 70% overweight and obesity rates. Big piece of it anyway. So if you are in this boat, and this sounds anything familiar, and again, I think it's more prevalent than most people want to talk about. Nobody wants to. This is a crappy topic to get into, but when I'm trying to drive somebody and we're on the same page, there's only one way for me when working with my clients, and that is 100%. When they are only willing to put in 90, and the support team that you've got is willing to put in 100, both parties are going to be disappointed. And if you have the conversation with yourself up front, you can avoid that little bit of discomfort and just be comfortable where you are, which is cool as well. So that's my Schoolhouse Rock tip for the day. Follow through, figure out your why, make sure it's groovy enough that you're willing to take steps that you've never done before, that you're willing to not look back, that you're willing to step into a new life and a new behavior and a new enter a new characteristic for yourself. That's your new chapter. Okay, I know you guys can do it. We've seen people do it. I've done it. And remember, there's a cost to it. You have to have some pain or you won't grow. That's just how it rolls out. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. The next show, Jenny is obviously going to be back, and we'll have a little bit more of a not-so-downer. It's not meant to be a downer, I swear. Yeah, it's meant to just kind of empower you guys and give you a little bit of grit. So, love you all. We will talk to you soon. Keep crushing life, and be true. Later.
Thanks for listening to the Beyond the Dumbbells Show. We know you have thousands of options for content and entertainment. We appreciate you spending time with us. If you enjoyed our show, please share our web address, www.beyondthedumbbells.com, and maybe drop us a review. Until next time, live beyond.